Good morning, class 10th. We are in chapter life process, in which we talk about respiration. In previous lecture we talk about two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. In the first session of this lecture I am going to teach you the basic differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, so basically aerobic respirations occur in the presence of oxygen, release large amount of energy. In anaerobic respiration, that occur in absence of oxygen and release relatively a small amount of energy. So aerobic respiration occur in a presence of oxygen. In anaerobic respiration occur in the absence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration release large amount of energy, but anaerobic respiration release relatively a small amount of energy. Okay, if we calculate this energy in ATP, then we say that each glucose molecule produce 38 molecule of ATP. 38 molecule of ATP. In aerobic respiration, each glucose molecules produce 38 molecules of ATP. That's why we can say 38 ATP heat release during aerobic respiration. Okay, now let's talk about anaerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, each glucose produce 2 molecules of ATP. It means in aerobic respiration 38 ATP release. In anaerobic respiration only 2 ATP release. Aerobic respiration begins in the cytoplasm and continue in the mitochondria, most of the plants and animals. Okay, so aerobic respiration starts in cytoplasm and continues in the mitochondria, and that this type of respiration is common in most of plants and animals. Let us talk about anaerobic respiration. It occur only in cytoplasm, not in mitochondria. Okay, and it generally occur in anaerobic bacteria, yeast, and sometime in human beings. Okay, so these are the 3 important topics related to the differences of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. I hope you understand, and if understand, please write down these differences in your notebook and remember it. Okay, let us proceed to next topic, which is stages of respiration. Generally, respiration consists of following 2 basic stages: first, external respiration, and second, internal respiration. Let us talk about external respiration. External respiration is of 2 types. There are as follow. First one is breathing, and second one is gaseous exchange. Breathing. It is the process by which air rich in oxygen is taken inside the body and organism, and air richer in carbon dioxide that expelling from the body, and which helps in a breathing organ. So basically, taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide is known as breathing. Okay, and the second part of external respiration is gaseous exchange. It involves diffusion of O2 from lungs to the body and CO2 from blood to lungs. So gaseous exchange means the exchange of O2 and CO2 through our lungs, okay, to bloods or blood to lungs. This phenomena is done in animals. In plants, gaseous exchange takes place through the stomata of leaf with the environment. How guard cell open during photosynthesis to take carbon dioxide. Okay, and if plant wants to release oxygen, then it open their guard cell and release oxygen. Okay, stomata is also play important role during diffusion of water and become atmosphere moist and cool. Okay, now let us talk about another type of respiration, another stage of respiration, which is internal respiration. It refers to the gaseous exchange between the arterial blood and the blood cells. So whatever the gaseous exchange done within arterial cell and body cell, they are said to be internal respiration. Okay, so these are the two stages. One, first is external and second is internal respirations. Okay, next topic is exchange of gases in plant. In plant, exchange of gas occurs through stomata and large intercellular space present throughout the plant body ensure that all the cell in contact with air. Roots, stems and leaves are involved in a gaseous exchange of plants. Let us talk about how leaves, roots and stems are responsible for the exchange of gases in plant. Okay, first of all I am going to discuss about the gaseous exchange in plant in leaves. In leaves, gaseous exchange takes place by diffusion of oxygen through stomata into the cell of the leaf. We already discussed about it. How stomata of the aerating pores present on the epidermis of this leaf and the direction of the diffusion mainly depend upon environmental condition and requirements of plants. During daytime, when photosynthesis occurs, carbon dioxide is rapidly closed up while oxygen released in the major event. Thus, the net gas exchange in living during daytime, O2 diffusion and CO2 diffuses out. So basically, in daytime, CO2 taken by plants and O2 released by plant, but during night no photosynthesis occur, so it also eliminate O2 CO2. Okay, so during night plant not perform their photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis, so no oxygen can made, so plants also eliminate or release CO2 during night. So when you summarize it, during daytime CO2 generated during respiration, photosynthesis and O2 release in leaves. At night no photosynthesis, only CO2 eliminate. Okay, no O2 release. Okay, now let us talk about in roots. Exchange of gases in roots of plants take place by the process of diffusion from the air present in between soil particles. Oxygen diffuses into the root hair and passes into root cell, from where carbon dioxide move out into the soil. So whatever the oxygen present in soil, they are trapped by root hairs. And the exchange of gases of roots of plants taken place by the process of diffusion. Whatever the air present in soil particles, oxygen diffuses by root hair and passes through the root cell, and even the CO2 carbon dioxide move out into the soil. So in some plant, gaseous exchange done with root also.